Hey guys, Dr. Derry here. Today we're going over 5 mobility strengthening exercises using a circle resistance band. And so I use these all the time with clinics treating lower back pain. And I want to go over a little bit of a workout, a circuit you can say for mobility and strengthening of your lower back. Resistance training, easy, gentle. It's going to be fun to do, but we're going to generate some heat along the way. Let's have some fun with it. Hang with me. We're going to go over here real quick. All right, so we're gonna start off with mobility. So it's a warm up for the lower back. We're gonna go over a cat, camel, and prayer stretching, and then we're gonna move down into some strengthening exercises with the band. So here we go. And so this is one of my favorite ones to do. It's cat cow or cat camel, and you're just gonna poke your butt out, head up, and bring your head underneath you and your butt underneath you. And so you're just focusing on getting a good, what's called curvature in your spine. So we're exaggerating the kyphosis in our upper back, and then we're exaggerating the lordosis or the curve in our lower back. Very normal curves of the spine, but we want to focus on regaining some of that range of motion and just improving the overall mobility. So I do about 20 of these, hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and then we're going to keep going here. One of my favorite ones to do, I do this often. I recommend this be a part of some of that morning stretching mobility work. In and out. Okay, hang with me, a few more here. Good. Now we're going to go down to the prayer stretch, and so I'm going to lengthen out my body. I'm going to draw my fingertips forward and then sit my butt down between my heels. Now I usually just do this for a breath, and so just one breath throughout the movement. I'll face you so you can kind of see the movement here. So hands are stretching forward, knees are spread apart, and you're dipping your butt down. And then I breathe out there. And so what I like about this is that it helps loosen up the lower back, but gets your hips warmed up as well. Now for me, I've got a little bit stiffer hips, and so I spread my knees a little bit during this movement, just because it feels better on my hips. So I'll move from the side here. I'll do 2 more, breath out, come up, and then down and breath out. Awesome, awesome. What a good movement. It feels really good. I'm searching for that band. There it is. So here's the band that we're gonna move. So we're gonna start with clamshell, and then we're going to move into the bird dog, bridge, and then a plank. And so these are, medium level resistance strengthening exercises. For most of these, I'm going to do about 15 reps. That tends to be like that good sweet spot between strengthening and hypertrophy. So a little bit of size and tone as well as improving strength. Let's try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone and hit both of them. So let's move into the side planks first, clamshells first. And so you can lay down all the way. I like to have the knees in line with the hips, so my feet are a little further back than some, and then I'm going to spread. I'm going to go as high as my hips are willing to tolerate. I'm going to feel the burn into my glutes here. 4, 5. And I love this exercise because it's simple. You can do it pretty much anywhere, and it hits that good glute musculature. And so when we're focusing on strengthening the lower back, we're going to strengthen what's called the lumbopelvic complex. And so we're doing some back strengthening and some hip strengthening because that's what your body needs. So I'll hit my 15 reps there, and then I'll go to the other side. Lay down. Same thing here. Now for me and my body, my left hip's a little sticky, so I don't know if you could tell, but I can't lift it quite as high as the right. And that's okay, it's just the way my body's built. Just going to enjoy what I can get and just focus on that range of motion that I do have instead of focusing on what I don't have. Keep those feet touching, spread those knees apart. Now guys, when it comes to strengthening the hips and the lower back, it does take time. It takes effort. You can tell this is slow and controlled cadence. I'm going through and I'm completing all of it. And I'm moving through that range, that comfortable range. Now, for the clamshells, when you're first learning them, that 12 to 15 reps is really good. But then I just start going towards until I start to feel that good burn, which doesn't take very long to do. So traditionally, I'll have you do 2 sets through there. So work through those 2 sets, pause this video if you need to, and then we're going to move on. So we're going to move into the bird dog next, and I'm actually going to keep this band around my knees. This is an advanced level bird dog exercise. And where I'm just going to be on my hands and knees, I'm going to have a good cervical posture here, so you're not going to see my head hang. I'm going to stay tall. I'm going to kick a leg out and come down. And so what you want to focus on is feeling those big butt muscles work here. So your glute max, this one right here, you want to feel that drive that leg up. And that's going to make your lower back muscles contract. It's going to make your core contract. When you first start off, you might be a little wobbly, and you might notice your hips opening up like so. So I'll show you a couple reps like that. But really what you want to focus on is keeping those hips down, shoulders planted, extending that leg out. Slow and controlled is key. So my hands are underneath my shoulder, my knees are underneath my hips, and I'm kicking my leg out. Not high, it's more about out, like towards the wall behind you. So that's the bird dog with a band around the knees. What's really nice is you can go right from the clamshells to that, and you're going to do about 30 reps total, which will hit you about 15 extensions on each leg. And then we're going to move into a bridge. So we're going to go on our back. And I'll show you guys from this angle, you can kind of see. So a lot of people are familiar with the bridge. So the bridge, I'm going to lay back. I'm going to have my elbows planted at my side of my body. You can have them across your chest. I'm going to lift, and then I'm going to do the hip abduction here. So that's spreading my knees apart, both of them. And I love this one. It's a good burn. It gets that isometric contraction of your glute max. And when we just worked, then it's working on the glute med and the glute min to help provide some stability to your hips and back. I'll go back down. Up for my second set. So the tempo here is about 1 second in, 1 second out. 1 second in, 1 second out. 1 second out, 1 second in, 1 second out. You get the point here. So lift, lift, lift. Feel those glutes work on this last few. There we go. I was getting lazy there. I didn't like that. There we go. Now I'm feeling some really good contraction on my glutes. Give yourself a little bit of love. Bridge with hip abduction. It's tough, but it's fun. And you can do it pretty much anywhere. And it strengthens that lumbopelvic complex to give your back and your hips that resiliency that you're looking for. So my last one here, which is by far the hardest. We're going to go in that plank, good plank position. Again, focusing on neck position. And so we're going to be here. We're going to be tall with the neck, sticking the crown of your head, and you're going to hip extend. So keeping the back nice and straight, kicking the leg out. Let's see if you guys get a better angle here. Now my breath is starting to be a little more labored because this is tough. It's not easy. That core is really firing here, which is important for overall trunk strength. Trunk being your back, your core, your diaphragm, your pelvic floor muscles, all of that stuff. Whew. I'm going to keep extending here, so hang with me. Whew. And good. Okay. So that band gave us that little extra nudge towards some increased strength and resiliency. And that's what I love about it. And you can use it anywhere. It's light and it'll never break. Well, I've seen a couple break, but the chances are low. So we went over 5 solid exercises there that I use. That took us maybe about 5 minutes. And when you do 2 sets of everything, it'll maybe take you about 10 minutes or so. But I guarantee your heart rate's going to increase. You're going to feel some burning into your hips and your lower back. That's a good burn. That's muscular work. That means you're improving your strength, your mobility, your resiliency, and your overall ability to do more while feeling less discomfort. So those are easily a part of a lot of my programs that I use with people with back and hip issues. And if you just want to get a good burn into your hips, that's quick. It's 10 minutes or so. So get after it. Let me know what you guys think. Love those exercises. We focused on mobility first. Then we went into strengthening. And now we're enjoying the fruits of our labor. So take care of yourself. Please subscribe to the channel if you want to continue seeing more stuff like this. Leave some comments if you guys have any questions about modifications or anything. Otherwise, stay healthy, keep moving, and take care of yourself.